On today's show, we're going to tell you exactly why Anthony Davis is going to have a career year with the Mavericks this year and other big predictions on today's Locked On Mavs.
This is Cooper Flagg, and you're listening to Locked On Mavs.
Zone 5.
Explain yourself.
All these changes, I still got my dog Dwight Powell.
You are Locked On Mavs, your daily Dallas Mavericks podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Still can't leave
Your team every day.
I'm going to get a city like that.
And welcome. You are Locked On to the Dallas Mavericks, your team every day. My name is Nick Angstadt, media member covering the Mavs for 10 years. Thanks for being an everydayer, making Locked On Mavs your first listen, and making Locked On Podcast Network the #1 sports podcast network out there. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if you win, you get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. Joining me, as always, my co-host, media member covering the Mavs for 10 years, right alongside me, the additive adjective, the one more thing king. What you got for me, Isaac Harris?
I want to talk about Anthony Davis. I think there's some good stats for him this upcoming year. Stats.
Like the scale?
Oh my gosh. I'm like, I can't do this again, guys. I can't. I think I'm just like.
It's all we know. It's all we know how to do.
I think I'm just fatigued by I'm like, I literally can't do this anymore.
Do we have to go back to like, okay, a banana is how many points on the thing? Like a piece of bread is how many points?
Everybody's doing like MyFitnessPal for AD. I will say this. Something I'm not ready for is anytime you say something positive about the Mavs anymore online, the Lakers wave of like, yeah, but Luka's a Laker, or yeah, but they suck. And
I think some of them are just Mavs fans, or former Mavs fans.
It's incredible. So at this moment right now, so I tweeted out, I was like, hey, I don't think people realize how big the Mavs are going to be this year. Oh my God. Like chill out, guys. I just said I don't think people realize. So right now I'm going to tweet out, Cooper Flagg is good. And I want to say right now, I think by the time this pod drops, someone's going to say, but he's not Luka. You can't say anything.
It's going to be me. It's gonna be
No,
me.
it's not going to be you.
Today's episode, we're going to make some against the grain predictions, things that we haven't really talked about yet. I got some thoughts about all defensive teams, about D'Angelo Russell. I got more thoughts on Anthony Davis's weight. We'll talk about that. Who's going to lead the Mavs on assists, all kinds of stuff like that. But let's start here, Isaac. Mavericks day 2 of training camp, and Anthony Davis came up a bunch. He looks like he's, there's photos going around. We talked about his weight yesterday. Slightly had a scorching hot take about his weight yesterday, so listen to that show if you missed that one. But you think Anthony Davis is going to have a career year this season? How and why?
Yeah, well, I mean, in a certain like stat on offense. I think because I was looking through the roster over the past like day or so, I was like, a cool angle would be to try to find some career, like which player is going to have a career year in blank stat or one area of his game. And I was looking at AD, and yeah, you could do like, and games played is probably pretty hard to try to do that. Points, different things. And I'm trying to stick with some like basic stats, not to get too nerdy.
2 years ago, he did play the most games of his career, 76. So it's not.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't think.
But I'm going to go with, I think Anthony Davis is going to shoot his highest percentage from 3 this year for Dallas. You look at his career and you're like, all right, well, what would that have to be? What's the highest he's shot in his career so far? You go back to that year to where he came in 3rd for MVP. You're looking at the 2017-18 season. So right before Luka was drafted, he shoots 34% from 3. But that was the year he was first team all defense, first team all NBA, 3rd in defensive player of the year, 3rd in MVP. 34% from 3 on 2 threes a game. The most threes he shot in a season is you go a couple years after that to the 2019-20 season, he shot 3.5 threes a game. We've talked a lot about this front court when you run double bigs, and just how when you have one player out there that's not an outside shooter, it's hard to really put 4 other players out there that can't shoot the ball. And the importance of having at least 4 other guys that can shoot the outside shot. So if you have Lively, you have Gafford out there, and if AD is going to play the 4, I think a big key to that on offense is AD being able to hit the outside shot and being more efficient from the 3-point line. And I'm going to do it. You go back to the first half he played against Houston.
The Houston half strikes again.
He hit a couple threes in that and it looked nice, and we got super excited, and it was like, oh my gosh, dude, he's hitting threes too. Like, this is awesome. But no, I think he's going to hit above 34% from three. I'm going to predict AD is going to shoot right at 36% from three.
Ooh, the career high from three. So we got this quote from Jason Kidd today too. He said, "We're going to let him shoot. We want him to be We want him to be the champion of the paint. We want his leadership." Talking about Lively, they're going to have both of these guys shoot, right? I think AD and Lively, they're both going to have them shoot threes. They're both they need them to. They need something. They need threats out there. They can't have both of them be non-factors or non-shooters at that point.
Well,
are we starting to believe Mark Cuban when he said that the Mavs season will go as far as Anthony Davis and Dereck Lively shooting goes?
I mean, you go back to Lively at Media Day. Someone asked him, I'm sorry, I forgot who asked him, but somebody asked him at Media Day about the outside shot and 3-point shot this upcoming season and
we appreciate that because we got it checked off the bingo sheet.
That is very true. He's only shot 2 in his career. So
yeah, but one was at the highest stage.
The bar is very low for him to hit a shooter. I did put this on my list too. It wasn't one of my 3, but career high 3-point attempts for totals for Dereck Lively.
For Dereck Lively.
But you go back to him answering that
Here's
question.
mine. He'll get it in game 1.
No. And he said, he talked about it's not about forcing the 3. It's like just letting them come to him. And he mentioned whether it's a corner 3 or a trailing 3. I think it's as simple as this. I don't think they're running plays for Dereck Lively to shoot threes. I don't think they're trying to do pick and pop like threes for him. I think it's as simple as I think the days of him catching it on the perimeter in the corner or the wing or wherever it is, and him just waiting for a guard to come for him and him just like handing it off to him. I think those days are gone, because I think if he is open now, I think he is going to start taking the threes. But this is more about Anthony Davis. He's the best player in the team, and I think he's going to be the most efficient he's been from the outside this year.
And you think that Dereck Lively will hit his career high in threes this season?
Attempts. I mean, I just want him to shoot them at this point.
They need them both too. I think that is one of the takeaways I'm taking. The more that I think about this offense, look at some of the players on the team, you need that extra spacing. And if they shoot decent enough, then that transforms the offense. Like, that would add so many dimensions to it. It opens up the lane for better lobs to one or the other of the bigs. It opens up the lane for D'Angelo Russell to drive, for Cooper Flagg to drive and to have more space there instead of just driving into a bunch of centers or a bunch of bigs down there. I think that's an important part of this offense, and I think it's key that they're already talking about Lively shooting, and you talk about you think Anthony Davis is going to have a career high in 3-point shooting, and both those things would be massive for the Mavericks, because the Mavericks just have to have an average offense, and for them to get an average offense, you got to have at least a couple shooters in that starting lineup.
Yeah, I mean,
4.
just in his 9 games in Dallas, AD shot almost 3.5 threes a game. That would be his highest 3-point attempts in a season, like per game, since the 2019-20 season in the past 5 years. And that's just in 9 games. So I think he's going to get the shots, or at least I hope so, because the most frustrating Anthony Davis offensive part about him are the long twos. They drive me nuts.
The
just
jab
insane.
step, and then the little fade away where he doesn't like fully fade away, but like his shoulders go back. You're just like,
yeah. And he's just like
over and over.
just a step back from the 3-point line. And it's frustrating because he's so big and he can, get the ball closer to the basket if you're going to shoot a 2, or at least, make a jab move, make some type of move and get to the paint, or just go a little bit more backwards for a 3-pointer. It's those AD long twos could be the death of me this year.
Okay, Charles Barkley. Get your butt in the paint, man.
Did you see who Barkley says is the best team in the East?
No.
Sixers.
They're all healthy, 100%. Like, if they're all 100% healthy, but there are no timelines for Joel Embiid or Paul George.
Yeah, but have you seen Kyle Lowry, though?
Sixers played today. We have a preseason game that happened today. Like the NBA is back. Like we back, boys.
It's back, baby. VJ Edgecombe.
We fully back. And I think coming up, Lively and Anthony Davis will both make an all-defensive team. First time Dallas has ever had two on the all-defensive team at once. I'm going to tell you why I think that coming up. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by Monarch Money. Monarch Money has you covered because there's too many things to keep track of, right? Like we're talking about all these different stats. The NBA has started back up. You're going to be wanting to watch the games, and you don't want to have to worry about, all right, well, where's all my money going? Where am I spending it? How can I get better? And how can I improve my stats when it comes to my spending? Monarch Money can help you. It's built for people with busy lives. If you're putting off organizing your finances, Monarch Money can help you. It does the heavy lifting. You can link all your accounts. It's pretty easy. I did it. I went through, and it honestly didn't take me that long to connect all my accounts. You can connect all kinds of different things: credit cards, savings account, 401k, student loans, even. And it tracks all those things for you. Keeps it all in one place, so you don't have to just log into all these different websites and try and figure out how to monitor all that stuff. There's an app for the phone too, where you can monitor it from there, and you can see, all right, do I have enough in this budget this month to pay for this or to do this? And then you can make better, more informed decisions. That's what I like about it. Get smart categorization on your spending and finally feel in control of your money. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use the code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with the code LOCKEDONNBA.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs, being part of the show, part of the Raccoon Squad. That's what we call our listeners, listening every day. We appreciate you for checking out the show. We've got the text line, 214-643-8637. There's a link in the description for you to become part of that. We'll send every rumor that we ever see, every news story that happens for the Mavericks. We'll text you right away. We go to this before we post the show. We go to this before we tweet even, before we tell our parents or before we tell our significant others or your children, Isaac, or my dog or whoever else. We
tell you guys before I tell my wife.
And so when we give thoughts on stuff like that, and so it's a good way to support the show too. We do Q&As and all kinds of things on that.
I gave my thoughts on the Grimes trade again today. Like I texted that to subtext before I told my wife that.
There you go. She was really wondering about the Grimes trade. She was like, man, you guys haven't talked about that Grimes trade in a while.
We just got the kids to bed so we can talk about it tonight.
All right, we're doing some against the grain predictions. You talked about Anthony Davis and how he's going to have a career high. And I think Lively and Anthony Davis, keeping on those two guys, are both going to make all defensive team this year. I'm going with it. I don't know that this is against the grain as far as the definition, but it is because it's hard to do because these guys have not played enough games the last 3 years to even make one of these teams. And Dallas has only ever had 3 all-defensive team players ever. 1990, Derek Harper. 1987, as a player, Derek Harper. And then 2011, Tyson Chandler made it. And that's it. And the Mavs haven't had an all-defensive player. They've had one in the last, what is 2025 minus 1987?
I just love how you said as a player, he made all defensive team. Like,
yeah, I mean, as a player, like, that's his thing. That's what he said.
And then another one, as part of the broadcast, he made
that's what Harper says. He always says as a player. I threw that out.
Oh, okay.
Mavs have had one all-defensive player in the last 38 years.
Whoa.
They're going to get 2 this year in AD and Dereck Lively because I think the Mavericks defense will be that good. They talked a lot about the defense at training camp today, how it's going to be an emphasis. There are some clips posted where you see Lively, AD, and Cooper Flagg all together. I saw you post this, that people aren't ready for like how big the Mavericks front court is going to be. It's going to be very hard to score against them. Multiple players have commented about it. AD said today, nobody should score against our bigs in the paint. he's like, no, nobody should. And I think if they go in with that mentality, and if Lively and AD play enough games, I think the Mavericks, all of a sudden you'll look at the Mavericks and be like, man, the Mavericks are number 2 in defense. We've got to get both AD and Lively on this all defensive team, and they'll get votes, and I think they'll get in.
Yeah, I think they have to be top 10. Like, there's no way around it. You can't build a team
to be successful or to get both guys on the team.
No, I'm just saying, like, to build a team like this, you got to be top 10 in defense.
At least.
Yeah, at least. And then I'm expecting top 5. Is that unfair?
No, because they're setting it up to be that way. That's how the team. Okay. That is how the team is built. That is going to be the strength of the team. And if that's not the strength of the team, what is? Right? Maybe your favorite in rebounding will be, but that's not enough to be to be like a playoff team or a good team or something like that.
And yeah, we can have this conversation another time because it deserves a longer conversation. For how this team is built, they need to be rebounding the basketball.
100%. I did this whole rant the other day on this show where I was like, the reason why Isaac said rebounds don't matter was because that 2022 team is the complete opposite build of the team that we're about to watch this year right here. Like completely opposite.
Yes. So you're going to see a different, like me arguing different things here or being more passionate about rebounding for this team because this is what they're built to do. And not saying that they still can't win some games there, but real quick, I want to look at last year's all defensive team. First team, Dyson Daniels, Lou Dort, Draymond, Evan Mobley, Amin Thompson. Second team, Kamara, Gobert, Triple J, Jalen Williams, Zubac. Which shout out to the NBA.com for misspelling Zubats there.
No way.
Yeah.
How's it spelled?
Awards history. Z-A-B-A-C.
Zabak. Isn't that like a card game?
So I think when you look at I say that because I want you to see that I want people to hear the type of players that's on this list. That you can't tell me that like a Dereck Lively can't have a season like a Zubats, on the defensive side, or a guy like Kamara is making a team, which I love seeing perimeter guys because I think it always does skew to the bigs for the award and different stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that's reasonable. I think it'd be hard. But I think it's reasonable. I mean, OKC last year had Dort and Jalen Williams as 2 of the 10. So
yeah. Evan Mobley made it in his second year.
Yeah. So there you go.
He was all defensive first team in his first year, and then he was all defensive first team last year. That was his 4th year. But it can absolutely happen. Yeah, Lively can have a season like Zubac, and it happens. Players get on that list because all of a sudden you look, and if the Mavericks are number 1, number 2, you go, all right, they need 2. The Thunder were number 1, and they're all right. You get 2 because
it's kind of like the All-Star stuff. It's like, this team's number 1. Like they almost need a couple. Like the Hawks when they had like 4 All-Stars and they really sucked. But
they won 60 games. They didn't suck. They just were not a playoff team.
That was the best competition.
Also, don't ever
went against.
Also, don't you insult my brother,
Calcorp. It's like, LeBron went to the finals again. It's like, Damari Carroll was the best player. So here I have another one. Klay Thompson. He said it was his personal goal, and I think he does it. And it'll be the first time in his career to do it. 50-40-90 club.
Wow.
You look at his career, and you're like, all right, how close has he gotten? So you look at threes. Obviously, in the 50-40-90 club, that means at least 40% from 3. He hovers around that. I mean, he's a career 41%. Last year in Dallas, he shot 39%. And then the last 3 years before that, 39%, 41, 38, or 39. Every year before that, before the injuries, was 40% or better. So I think the 40% is a pretty good odds to hit that. You look at 90% from the free throw line, that last number, he shot 91% last year. He shot 93% the year before. I think that has a good odds of happening again too.
Feeling good about that one.
All of it comes down to the field goal percentage for Klay. In order to be in the 50-40-90 club, you have to shoot at least 50% from 3. Last year for Dallas, he shot 41%. The year before that in Golden State, 43%. 44% the year before that, 43% the year before that. It's a big jump. That's a big jump to go from 41% up to 50. But and here's the thing. And you can say this hurts him or it hurts him or it helps him. It hurts or hurts. Is without Kyrie, does that mean he's going to be taking more forced shots? Or does it help that he might be shooting more, so therefore he could shoot a higher percentage? I don't know. I think you could take that either way as a good thing or a bad thing to help this field goal percentage.
Well, he's got to take the 3-point shot's going to be there, right? I'm not worried about that at all. The key is your 2-point percentage has to be so good that it takes that 40% from 3 and bumps it up to 50% for the field goal, which these are all, it's so funny, like very specific numbers. He shot 4.5 twos a game last year. Let's say he gets to 5 this year. I think he's got to bump his 2-point percentage from like 45% to like 55%, which would be a career best for him. But that's 2.75 makes to 5 takes. So you got like
You just really broke some people's brains right there.
I just said a couple numbers. If that broke your brain with a couple numbers, like I don't know, take
some of these people are driving to work right now, and they're just like, "I'm just trying to wake up." And here's Nick.
Pull over to the side of the road. Maybe open the window, like stick your head out the window. Like maybe take a second. He's got to basically make 1 more 2 a game, essentially.
Okay.
Got to make one.
Well, I think he does it. So I think he hits the 50, 40, 90. I've been. This is something I said back in the offseason. I think Klay's going to have a great start to the season. This is one of my predictions. I think he's going to be super efficient. I think he's going to hit a ton of 3-pointers, and he's just going to play some really good basketball to start the season, especially with Kyrie out. So,
last player to make 50, 40, 90 at all, Kevin Durant in 2023. The player before that was
Jason Terry.
It's great. It's great, dude. Dude, it's great.
Kyrie Irving in 2021 did it in 54 games. Malcolm Brogdon in 2019. Steph Curry did it in 2016. Kevin Durant in 2013. Steve Nash 2010. I think Dirk in 2007 is the only time the Mavericks have had one.
Malcolm Brogdon is
only
like
be
the dragon in that meme. That's like,
yeah, it's like I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing there. In the G League, Quinn Cook did it in 2018. Wasn't he around the Mavericks?
He was, yes.
And there, so. All right, coming up. Another one about Klay and about D'Angelo Russell. I think one of them starts more than the other one this season. I'll tell you who coming up. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook, all kinds of things to go check out and to pay attention to sports and to have fun while you're doing it. Go check out the WNBA Finals right now. Game 1, Friday. If you're listening and watching this on Friday, there's still time. Aces open as a -3 favorite at home for Game 1. That is fascinating to me. Aces -130 to win the series. Mercury +110 to win the series. Our old friend Satu Sabli hanging out there with the Mercury.
Wait, you think the Mercury's going to win the series?
I think the Mercury will win. The Aces have not really impressed me this whole.
Give me Asia Wilson.
This whole thing. I mean, Asia Wilson, great. Like, who's the Finals MVP odds? Asia Wilson -125. Alyssa Thomas for the Mercury +155. Satu Sabli, our old friend, +1,000. Clea Copper +2,000. Jackie Young +2,500. Dewana Bonner +10,000. That would be insane if she did. So go check it out. If you feel confident about anything on FanDuel and you're a new customer, put down $5. And if you win, you get $300 in bonus bets. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com, download the app today, and get started at FanDuel.com. Please gamble responsibly.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
All right, Isaac, we're making some predictions for the season. Talking about Mavs training camp. I've got a quick one.
Oh, dude, you got a quick one.
If the Mavs lose on Monday against the Thunder, Jason Kidd will mention the time change from Vancouver to Dallas.
Let's go. I'm impressed. I thought you were going to say that defines their season.
Not yet. Not until a 5-game stretch in November.
I need a good social clip of the game in Fort Worth at Dickies Arena against the defending champs will define the season for the Dallas Mavericks.
You want that
Coming
from
up
me?
next.
You want me to do that? You want me to start the show the day before? We'll do that. Our Sunday night show. We'll do.
Why Dickies Arena will define the season for the Mavs.
We'll see how the Mavs stack up. No, I'm just kidding.
On today's show.
Yeah, but no, I think he mentions it. You know, we were coming back from Vancouver. You know, playing not in our arena.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. He'll say some random player he'll start Miles Kelly, and we'll be like,
he'll start Caleb Martin and Max Christie together, and we're like, now we don't know anything about them.
Clay and BJ will come off the bench.
I haven't heard anything about either Caleb Martin or Max Christie from Jason Kidd this whole media day, 2 days of training camp, nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, give me another one of yours.
What if we had Quentin Grimes though? All right, I'll talk about
Less
PJ.
than Caleb Martin this year.
I honestly wanted to do a D'Lo one really bad, and I know you have a D'Lo one coming up, but I wanted to do the assist one for D'Lo, but man, he averaged like 7 assists
Too easy.
One.
Yeah.
What do you mean too easy?
For him, I thought you were gonna say he will lead the Mavericks in assists. I was like, oh, that's too easy.
No, I mean it's like I'm trying to do career year stuff for individual people.
Okay.
And so I want to say career year for like average assists per game, but he averaged seven assists a game in Minnesota that 21-22 season. And if he had the whole season, Kyrie's out the whole entire year, I think he might have a shot at hitting it. But once Kyrie comes back, it's going to hurt some of those. But I will stay on the assist route, and I will do PJ Washington career year in assist numbers. I lean towards the assist part for him mainly because I'm still unsure with what PJ's role will be. My guess is some type of 6-man type of role to where he comes off the bench. He still plays a lot of minutes, but he's just not like a starter. But I want to see some of the combinations, who they throw him out there with. And like, I really want to see some lineup combination numbers, some plus minus stuff with PJ once we get, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks into the season. But career
are going to hit so hard.
They will. Who does Cooper play the best with?
I know. I'm so excited.
All right. I got distracted there for a second. Assist numbers. No, you were just talking about how exciting that's going to be, and I'm just getting excited for Mavs basketball. Get off me. PJ Washington's career assist average per game, 2.4 assists per game in the 2022-23 season in Charlotte. I think he clears that by a decent amount. I think he clears that by at least 3 a game. And I think because he's going to handle the ball more,
he gets to at least 3 a game.
He averages at least 3 assists per game.
You said he beats it by at least 3 a game, and I was like, he gets to like 5, like 5? It's like 5.5. Wow.
Who said we need a backup point guard?
That's a bold prediction.
But no, I think we're going to see more movement with this offense.
For sure.
We're going to see him getting rebounds and taking it up the floor and stuff. I think he's going to just be handling it a lot more instead of like I wouldn't put money down on 3-point attempts per game because it's not. We're not talking about Luka offense that Luka's going to get all these guys different shots and stuff. They're still going to get threes off in this offense, but still, I think he's going to handle the ball a little bit more, and therefore he will have more assists per game than any time in his career.
My assist one was top 4 in assists per game for the Mavericks. D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Davis, Cooper Flagg, Naji Marshall. Kid was talking about Naji today. He was leading one of the teams. He was dishing it out. Naji Marshall, good playmaker. I think they're going to put the ball in his hands.
He is a good playmaker.
He averaged like 3-something assists last year.
Are you confident in what his role is?
No.
Okay.
He averaged 3 assists a game last year, though.
Okay. Are you confident in any of Caleb Martin, Naji, or Max Christie's role next season?
I think Naji will play the most out of those 3, but I'm not feeling confident about what they'll play. My D'Angelo Russell one. D'Angelo Russell will start more games than Klay Thompson this season.
Interesting.
I think they'll start with D'Lo and Klay together, and then I think if there is a problem with the starting lineup, if there's a problem with them getting out of the gate slow, the only place to go.
But have you heard about their summer runs together?
I know they got great chemistry, but you're not going to sit Lively. You're not going to sit AD. You're not going to sit Flagg. It's going to be one of those two.
Why would you break up a core whenever they can see what each other's doing before it happens?
You wouldn't break that up, but if they can't, if they're not starting out of the gate well, they start with a different starting lineup, and it's Klay that sits.
Oh man, I don't know what to say. I'll do the opposite. I'll say Klay starts more.
But this is funny because you're so high on Russell on the team.
It's more about Kyrie coming back. I think Kyrie comes back, so therefore D'Lo goes to the bench.
Yeah, but Kyrie's going to come back with like a month left in the season. Well, that's like 20 games, if that. 18 games, 16 games.
Yeah. By
the time Kyrie comes back, Russell will start more than Klay Thompson.
Okay, so before Kyrie comes back, that's what.
That. Well, that should be a board bet.
What if you think it's the same? D'Lo starts more than Klay. I guess I agree with you.
Okay.
Just because I don't like I don't see like Brandon Williams starting over D'Lo, even though I think there's a world in which we could be like 2 or 3 weeks into the season, and there's a faction of Mavs fans that are like trying to rise up of P-Will should be playing over D'Lo.
Him or Max Christie will be the young player that everyone clamors for when things aren't going well for one player to start the season, right? Like,
yeah,
the Josh Green, there have been others.
I love getting Jamarian or Sharp.
Yes, yeah.
Tweets at me. Love those.
Gotta bring him in. Anthony Davis breaks 2 pairs of goggles this season.
No. It should be the Moses Brown. The
Moses Brown spot. Yeah. The Moses Brown Memorial young player that everyone starts clamoring for when the season doesn't start the exact way that they want.
Yeah. All right. What'd you say?
Anthony Davis will break 2 pairs of goggles this season.
God, I hope not. I hope he doesn't get hit.
Maybe by throwing them on the ground. He can break them in any fashion. But I was literally thinking about that when they were asking him about goggles today. And then somebody asked him, like, hey, what happens if one of them breaks? And he goes, yeah, I've broken a couple of pairs already. And I got multiple backups. So
he's rocking some Oakleys right now.
Kid was also rocking some Oakley glasses today.
Who, if you're like looking at your nervous scale, like your nervous feeling when Luka went down versus now when AD goes down,
it's the same experience. It's the Luka boo-boos. AD has those too. Like
I
has
know.
Those where
I
he
used
goes
to make
down
fun
and
of him for the Lakers.
Yes. Where AD goes down and we'll go, he's out for the season. And then he gets back up and he goes to the locker room and he comes back and he plays the rest of the game. You're like,
all right, it's time. We got to do a board bet.
Okay.
How many locker room visits?
Oh, we got to count them
for AD this season.
I don't want to count them like Dwight Powell gets hit in the face. Like, I don't want to count the same.
Over under 38.5.
38.5. Well, let's see. He goes to the locker room every halftime. So that's at least 82.
All right. We'll save that one for a board bet. Maybe it's a 3-man weave board bet episode.
I want Slightly to answer that one. I got one last one. One more thing.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
We will never talk about Anthony Davis's weight after this week. After this week, it will never come up again.
I'm going to say false. Mainly because I've mentioned it a few times before the last few weeks. Bill Simmons was one of the first people on this back when he on the Lakers years ago, and was like, what is this like transformation he's trying to do to be bigger in like LA and stuff? And at first I kind of like laughed about it, but then I'm like, I kind of believe it, because a lot of times you see like the player, which I get, he's not like late in his 30s or anything. A lot of times you see players, once they start to get into the league, they go the opposite direction at some point. Of like, you look at Duncan, you look at Dirk, to where they really slim.
LeBron bulked up and then he slimmed down a little bit. He bulked up to play the 4 for the Heat that one year.
Yeah, so that's what I guess. Yeah, I'm kind of in that. Like, I don't think it. I think it. Some of it is like, it's just. I think it's PTSD for a lot of Mavs fans. It gets kind of crazy talking about it. But I am in the camp that I kind of wish AD would get back down to like New Orleans days. But that's just me, though.
If you've listened to this show 2 days in a row, you've gotten 2 completely different answers about this AD weight thing. You've got one from Slightly where he could not care less, and you got one from Isaac where he actually does care about it. And I think that is beautiful. Slightly got on here yesterday and was like, I literally could not care less. Can we start these games? I don't want to talk about AD's weight anymore. Like, I'm so done with it. I don't care. He's like, I don't care what he looks like.
I mean, I guess one of my things is, if we're gonna, it's kind of like speaking out of both sides of our mouth a little bit. Of, if we're gonna do the Luka stuff over the past few years and be like, dude, he's getting all these like random injuries here and there and all this stuff, and then it's like AD has these random injuries here and there, and
AD was like got hit in the eye by Gafford.
And no, that's true. That's true.
With Luka, it affected his explosiveness. Like, what will be affected with AD if he is bigger?
Very true. I think.
But what do you think will be affected?
Like, just long term, like health.
Maybe like transition, speed and transition.
Just long term wear and tear on your knees and feet and stuff as big. But I don't think it's as big of a deal for AD versus Luka, because Luka's in that primary ball handler role, and I could be wrong on that. That's just how my gut feeling is on it. Of like Luka needs more explosiveness and all the stuff, but I've been in the camp. What I'm trying to say is like the past week or so hasn't influenced how I feel about it, or like I'm not like it's not like an uptick of like, oh my gosh, yes, he needs to. I've kind of had the same thought about it when he was with the Lakers, like before the trade even happened. I was kind of confused by this like career body move from him.
What? And also because he wants to play the 4. Like you'd think that he would want to slim down more to play with some of those guys. Are you concerned about his jersey that was ripping at the seams today?
No. I'm not concerned about anything right now. It's just, and I'm a nobody. Like, who cares what I think? So it's just from the outside, I'm like,
everyone listening cares about what you think.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
I just, from the outside, I'm like, oh man, I wish AD would go the other direction and see what he, towards the New Orleans days. But maybe he does that later on in his career. I don't know.
I care what you have to say.
But then again, I don't care whenever he overpowers somebody down underneath and dunks it with 2 hands. And I'm like, that's why you're that big. Right. Yeah.
Or like Cat tries to back him down and can't push him off his spot at all on defense.
Yeah.
You're like,
and then I'm like,
let's go.
God, I'm stupid. Don't lose weight, bro.
Or, I mean, he said he loses like 10 to 15 pounds during training camp. So by the end of training camp, he could be like 245. And you're like, oh, okay, sick. Like, okay,
that's true. He's going to. Over under shirtless pics from AD in like 3 weeks, just to prove a picture, like a point.
He's at the state fair. He's eating a turkey leg, no shirt,
flexing. He pulls a Robert Irwin on Dance with the Stars, pulls his shirt off.
If the Mavs need votes for anything, are you going to do the state fair this year?
No. I mean, I don't know. I went like twice, and I'm like, why?
Sometimes you go and it's the worst thing you've ever done because you're like, all right, I paid to get in. Now I'm going to pay for every single thing I do here except for like the car show or the random if there's a concert that's good, which I did. I have seen some good concerts. I saw St. Paul and the Broken Bones last year, and that was excellent.
Wow, that's cool.
But the food is ridiculously priced. But then there's some things you're like, I started to see some TikToks of like some food, and I was like, oh, okay, I kind of want to go try that.
Locked On Mavs takes on the fair. We do a live show at the fair.
We should do that.
God, why did I do that?
Just go live. Just go live like Kyrie did when he went live for 24 hours. Call Kyrie's people. Call Kyrie's people and see if we can get his producers.
Hey, D'Lo might.
Call D'Lo's guys. They wanted to do stuff with us. Maybe this is what we do.
What if we just recorded on the same car on the Ferris wheel and we just went over and over again?
What if we just recorded at my house and we just had a green screen that was the fair and we just got handed random fair foods and it was as if we were there?
You won't put Big Tex audio in the intro.
Welcome to the Texas State Fair.
Howdy.
Big Tex. Howdy.
What if we got Big Tex to say, you're listening to Locked On Mavs?
Howdy, this is Big Tex and you're listening to Locked On Mavs.
There you go. You kind of sound like it.
There you go. Should I put that at the beginning?
Cut it. No.
Cut that check.
Then we'll tell everybody like, hey, we got Big Tex.
The worst thing about the fair is sometimes the lines are so bad you can't even walk down the aisles or like the lanes.
Yeah, and I'm just like, why?
You're like what? Like and they're in line for like the normal food. That's not like the specialty items. Like, why are we all in line for a funnel cake?
I don't know. Funnel cake.
Why is there 50 people in line for a funnel cake when you can get like deep fried butter, or deep fried?
It's just like, it's like Dollar General Disney. And I'm like, you got to pay to get in. Then you got to pay for all the stuff. And then you got to like, it's like, dude, I'm like, why? So my kids can just like shoot this little water gun or throw rings around a bottle. Like, I'll set this crap
If you've
up
never
at
been
home.
though, if you're a person that's like, I've never been to the state fair, it is one of the most impressive things you'll see. Cause like this, it doesn't stay there. It's gone like after a little while. It's like
the Ferris wheel stays.
There is a stadium. The Cotton Bowl is in the middle of the state fairgrounds, which is like you start going through it and you're like, oh my, this place is huge.
Yeah, but what's the car station? Like, I'm gonna go in there and look at freaking cars.
You could buy a Chevy truck if you wanted to while you're there.
Just drive around and see cars.
There's always weird stuff. Like there was one last year that was like you can see different kinds of siding you want to put on your house. I'm making that decision at the state fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, honey, I picked out a.
Look at this vinyl sheeting we can put on the side of our house.
I just dropped $12K on some new vinyl. It's like,
she's like, was it a Beatles original? And you're like, no, for the house.
it's for the back of the house.
What's the best thing you've ever done at the state fair?
I mean, I guess trying some like random food that you would never try anywhere else. Like
the cotton candy bacon I had last year was.
It's like some Oompa Loompas are sitting around a campfire, be like, what can we fry today for the state fair next year? Like, I don't. It's just the most random crap. It's like fried air. Here we go. Fried Tylenol.
I would try fried air. You think it's infused? The air is infused with something?
But no, I feel like someone said, I mean, like a corn dog at the fair, right? What's
Fletcher's.
the famous
Give me
Fletcher's?
Fletcher's.
Yeah.
Fletcher's,
I mean,
if you're out there, sponsor the show.
Yeah, I feel like that's a staple. That would get me to the fair. If y'all want to sponsor the show, I'll go to the fair for that.
I want to know what Fletcher's does every other time of the year besides fair time. Do they just?
I feel like you can get Fletcher's crap somewhere.
I've seen a Fletcher's like a food truck.
Yeah.
Where
Tell
would
the
you get a
truck, you know?
Fletcher's like in February?
I'm not really trying to get a Fletcher's corn dog in February, but
So by my new house, there's a corn dog place. It's not Fletcher's, but there's just like a corn dog like stand, and I drive by it all the time, and I'm like, should I go try that? Just because how can that just be a corn dog? Like you got to be laundering money. Or
mini
something.
corn dogs are great.
Yeah,
It's pretty solid. All right, I don't have
that comes straight from a dad with young
mini
kids.
corn dogs.
Yeah,
That is, hey, my wife's out with the ladies, and I'm like, hey, y'all want mini corn dogs? All right, cool.
Cooper Flagg did a video with Mavs Social today, or with Tops today, and he couldn't identify some players because it was a pack, the pack from 2006 when it came out, and what he went through it, and what he couldn't identify.
Hito Turkoglu?
I don't know. Hito Turkoglu was the crazy one, and then the other one was Zydrunas Ilgauskas.
Yeah, Big Z.
Just had no reference.
No clue. Yeah, some of those, man, it was tough for me. I was
Juwan
like,
Juwan Howard, he's like, I know Juwan Howard, Coach Howard. And I was like, oh, man. Like,
yeah.
And then he said Coach Finley. And I was like, that's not right.
Even they don't know what Finn's role is.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs. We'll be back Monday with more. Mavericks are playing on Monday. Let's go. We're almost there. Guys, thanks so much for listening to Locked On Mavs.
Peace out.
Boom.
I probably
Coach Finn.
I shouldn't have said that, probably.